They believe in others and they believe in the cause. He believes in himself that he has the ability to change. When Subhash Chandra Bose said in Singapore, "Tum mujhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga," what was he talking? Some small contingent of Indian soldiers who have joined the INA, some of them are not even fully trained in some of this thing. The mighty British Empire, which is almost at this thing of winning the Second World War, was in alliance with the entire this thing from United States to all the allied and things like that, etc. He was challenging and he said that he was going to attack India. But he did attack. He did reach the Imphal. He was able to get to this thing of Dimapur. And when Prime Minister Attlee was told, and he came to this thing and he was staying with the Chief Justice at that time, he said, "Why did you leave India? After all, you had won the Second World War. Gandhi had almost got this thing on that, this thing like that. The worst was over. The Quit India movement had flopped in 1942. What was such much a tearing hurry in 47 that you said that, no, we have to go immediately?" He said it was not that. It was the spark that Bose had created among the soldiers of the Indian Army. And we had seen 1857, 2.5 million, 25 lakh Indian soldiers had returned victorious from the Second World War. And when the incidents like this started taking place, there was this thing, revolt in the Karachi Nawaldak base, there was this thing in Jabalpur, there was this thing in Asansol, and so many places, and people joined the INA. He said, "We knew we will not be able to take this country and hold this country." It was the threat of Subhash Bose, a rising of Indian nationalism, that we knew it's a matter of time. And if we do not quit voluntarily, we will quit in a way that will be a bloodbath. So they believe in themselves. When he says, "Tum mujhe khoon do, main tumhe azadi dunga," do you know how much of a blood he gave? It is the sole example in the annals of warfare where 2/3 attrition took place in the Indian National Army. 2/3 people died of their entire strength of 60,000. And still, they kept on fighting and were even tried in independent India after that. And the government never rehabilitated this thing or integrated them into the Indian Army. But anyway, that's... When people followed Subhash Chandra Bose, it is because those people of the Indian National Army trusted him. "Ye aadmi hame azadi dilayega." Because he trusted them, they died for him. Because they died for him, India got independence. It is that Britishers understood that a revolt in the Indian Army is something that they will not be able to handle.
We were also brainwashed after the failure of the first war of independence in 1857, that at the peak of the British presence, we had only 44,000 British soldiers in India. And we were at that time 400 million people. Why did we tolerate them? An English author wrote a book when Robert Clive won the Battle of Plassey, and he came to Murshidabad in a victory celebration, came walking. 5 lakh people stood on either side of the road and threw rose petals to welcome him. So an English author writes, his name is Collins, that I was thinking that suppose these 5 lakh Indians, instead of throwing rose petals, had picked up a stone and thrown at Robert Clive, what would have happened? And he concludes, the day the Indian stands up the best thing the British can do is pack up his bags and leave India and not try to control India. That happened in 1946 when the Navy revolted. Subhash Bose's trial, they came to the conclusion that now we can't stay. And this was confirmed by Prime Minister Attlee later on in 1948 in an address to the bar of Calcutta High Court, that it is not Gandhi. Yes, Gandhi was there, he was a responsible man, we could hand him the power. But the real reason we made the decision was that we now felt India can't be controlled. The mindset had started to change, so better get out before they swallow us.